Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Murmuhu. We saw Nityasiddhas and Kripasiddhas, and independent of that, Sri Ramakrishna wants, don't wait for anything. Dive into sadhana, attain. Acquire that longing for God in your own way. Develop love of God. Know the Vedantic truths. Have clear conception of what you are, what this world is, and what God is. Try to understand, try to gather what you are, and then start attaining what you have to attain. Infinite are the glories of God. Before that, the last line we read in the last class was, all should strive for devotion to the lotus feet of God. All means all types of sadhakas. One may be following Advaitic, one may be following Dvaitic, one may be following Shakta, Shaiva, Vaishnava, Vishishtadvaita. Whatever path they are following, one might be following Christianity, another Islam, or any other religions. All must strive to acquire that devotion. And even ordinary people who are in the world, who are not spiritual, who are not seeking the end of life to be the realization of God, even those people who don't aspire for God also must cultivation of devotion of love to face the dangers of life, to face the shocks of life, to accommodate all people, to bear all suffering silently and joyfully. All these things we need support of God, because it is faith built. It has varieties of the modern person may not believe in the existence of a thing called God. In Hinduism, of course, the question, does God exist, do not come. Because the existence is God. Find out whether the thing exists or not. So here we see God is, whether you believe it or not, but the faith in which you keep, the love and sacrifice you do, bear some fruit, independent of God's existence. Later on you will find God alone is real and all else is passing event, passing show alone, which doesn't have reality. That alone, which is eternal substratum of this universe, alone exists. All else is passing things. So anyway, everyone must cultivate the love of God to transcend the nature who are aspiring for God, and to make life comfortable within the nature who do not aspire for God but want to live in the world. Infinite are the glories of God. How little can you fathom them? Can you ever find out the meaning of God's ways? We can't understand what God is. God's ways also we cannot understand. In what way He is working. We have definite understanding. Now, the moment I apply for a job somewhere, I know every bit what is my responsibility, what is my duties, what are my receipts, how they are going to feed me, what are the benefits I get. All these details I am very clear about. My position, where I am going to work, what I am going to get, what I have to give. All is clear to my mind. And when we come to the universe, where is my placement in this universe? Who has brought me here? What for? This part is not clear to us. What for I have come here? Who brought me here? What was the purpose of bringing? Where am I to go? This, when it comes into picture, we don't understand. And higher, what is this universe? When it came into existence, how long it is going to be there, how the things are being managed, what are the laws of nature, why some are suffering, some are enjoying. All these differences and differentiations that we find in the world, we inquire, we cannot understand. Finally we come to understand, oh, I could not understand. Because it's a thing that cannot be understood through the intellect. It has to be known to the intuitive understanding. Some divine intuition must be there to know. So, how little can you fathom them? Can you ever find out the meaning of God's ways? What ways God function or acts, how is it going to affect, we do not know. Bhishma is giving an example. Bhishma was none other than one of the 8 Vasus, but even he shed tears on his bed of arrows. He said, how astonishing! God himself is the companion of the Pandava brothers, and still there is no end to their troubles and sorrows. Who can ever understand the ways of God? Sri Ramakrishna is God and his ways cannot be conceived, understood. You cannot bind it by a law. You cannot bind it by a particular formula. Now regarding gravitation, we have different formulas. God's grace, how, when and why it falls on someone, we do not know. We cannot understand. Who can understand the ways of God? A man thinks, I have practiced a little prayer and austerity, so I have gained a victory over others. But the victory and defeat lie with God. I have seen a prostitute dying in Ganges and retaining consciousness to the end. Dying in Ganges while retaining full consciousness is considered by the Hindus an act of great spiritual merit and the result of a pious living. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, how can we understand the ways of God? We got the Bhishma telling, then I have practiced a little, how I feel a sadhaka. After practicing a little sadhana, he thinks I have practiced a little prayer and austerity, so I have gained victory over others. Victory over others. That means I stand in the highest place of the bhaktas, or I stand in the highest place among the sadhakas. He has done a little sadhana and he thinks. Because if realization comes, in realization also there are degree and variations. What about a little sadhana doing and taking something in our own way? But the victory and defeat lie with God. I can do everything. All sadhanas as told in scriptures. I will do all the sadhana as told by my Guru. but results have to be given by God alone. We cannot give our, nobody else also can give the, now you are studying in a school, and exams are over, the result has to be published by the school. Nobody else can certify that you have passed or failed. No result can be given by, and I have written well the exam, I will pass, I will get this much marks, cannot be told. It can vary because the results remain in the hands of others. I may apply for a job. There are 100 people competing for a job. I am one of them and I should get. I cannot demand because I might have failed very well in the exams they gave me to pass through. I might have acquired very high marks even in interview and all that. I might have done good, but to give a job or not, even after passing, even after scoring the highest, lies in the hand of the person who is going to appoint me. Same way with the many times we feel by default I have been initiated by such and such person. I am safe, he will take care of me and all that. I don't say the faith alone will give you the fruit, but we cannot say the end is going to be this. I have to strive. The path that is shown by the Guru, I have to walk. Something will happen. Will be easy, especially in terms of sadhana and initiation. Before initiation, people will have so much of excitement. I will be initiated. This will happen, that will happen. We see nothing happens. Even of realization, Holy Mother says, do you get two horns? Nothing. You are going back to your real identity, that's all. You have lost it, you have got back. Nothing new you are going to attain. No changes will be there. What you are, you will be same continuing with the one is you are seeing the world and participating in it. Now you see the divine and participate in the same world, in the same old way. How you were, what you are doing, same job you will go, same things are continuing. But your attitude, view, understanding and purpose has changed. The purpose for all these years in your life, the purpose was to fulfill some needs and demands of your own life. Now the purpose is only to serve others and serve God. After realization, you will do the same thing with a different view. All these years you are seeing relatives, friends and enemies and this and that. Now you see divine in all. Oh, one is manifested as many. So same thing continues for external person. The same person is continuing with the same tendencies. But you will see there are a lot of changes. The whole thing, the whole paradigm is changed. A new world is standing in front of you. But your life, your movements, your thoughts and everything moves as smoothly as it was earlier. Only attitudes have been changed. So, I have practiced a little prayer and austerity, so I have gained victory over others. But the victory and defeat lies with God. I have seen a prostitute dying in Ganges and retaining conscious to the end. I am fully consciously repeating the name of God at the time of death. It's a very highly not only meritorious act, but a supreme act in its own right, divine right. That is, I am going to think of God at the time of death, whatever I might have led a life, irrespective of my past karmas and vasanas, I am able to think of God at the time of death, dropping away all other thoughts. Ganges is supposed to be the purifying factor, that is washing away all your sins and past deeds, even in merit. Merit also is a sin as far as rebirth is concerned. So there is no difference between merit and demerit actions, because both is going to lead you to take birth, rebirth. So you have to transcend the limitations of nature and go beyond birth and rebirth. So this aspect of life, when we come to see, the life might be irregular, undisciplined, or maybe unrighteous also, but at the end, as if he has done all through a beautiful dharmic life, what would be the end? Same end that person is reaching. It's a, Sri Ramakrishna says here, I have seen a prostitute dying in Ganges. I have seen, Sri Ramakrishna himself says, retaining full consciousness to the end. Means a person who has done the highest good in life is supposed to get this meritorious death, a grand death of thinking God and consciously leaving the body and flying away like a bird out of cage. That much of perfection. And this, why Sri Ramakrishna is telling is, we cannot understand the ways of God. We will be seeing externally, we are seeing through the reasoning. She has not done any good in this life. But the end was so nice that a person who has led all through a dharmic life alone can get. Such an end she gets. And Sri Ramakrishna says, oh, we cannot understand the ways of God. Mr. Chaudhary, how can one see God? The usual question you see. When all these things are told, all these things are put in their presence, look here, look here, look here, look here. The natural way of thinking is, oh, that faith, how did faith awakens? This question you see. All these are adding to your faith. When you read the life of saints, what you get main thing is not the scriptural information or knowledge. You get faith in existence of God and my possibility of realizing God. Here, when Sri Ramakrishna says, God is not governed by any law. He is self-willed. Anything can happen in this world against the law of nature. So that faith, that aspiration, a faith not in religious scriptural truth, not in existence of God, but in my ability to reach God. Faith in oneself. You may be having faith in all things, but without faith in yourself, you will not be able to do sadhana at all, with all things provided by nature. So the faith in myself, I too can do. Revered Ranganathananji was telling, he has entered into perhaps his 80s or nearing 80s. He was in the West once. He was walking with young Americans. You can imagine tall, stout, finely body built, experts in running and all that. Swamiji is little elderly, aged. He is moving with these youngsters. A small stream comes, and all these one behind the other jump and go away. It is about 4 or 5 feet distance. I just jump and go. Then Maharaj says, I stood there. I thought for a while, will I be able to jump? There was no chances that he can jump at that age, that much of distance. Even to jump 5 or 6 feet, below water is there, a stream is flowing. To jump, you don't get confident. Then he just looked at the last person jumping. He said, oh, they all jump. I took care. That thought, the moment that he saw the last person, one by one jumping and going away, he thought, I must be able to jump. If nobody was there, nobody has jumped in his presence, he would have said, no, I won't be able to jump. I need some support to get down and walk through. If nobody was there, he would not have ventured to jump. When he saw people jumping, he thought, yes, I took care. He says, I just went 2 steps behind from the edge and took 2 strong steps and I finished the jumping. I was wondering, oh, I can't do because others could do and inspire me, fill my confidence. So this is how the confidence is filled. Sri Ramakrishna is telling so many things just to build up that confidence. I too can. Now the question comes, how can I see God? How can I see God? Sri Ramakrishna is explaining the unconditional existence of God. God can do and undo anything. So how can I see God? Master, not with these eyes. God gives one divine eyes, and only then can one behold Him. God gave Arjuna divine eyes so that he might see His universal form in Bhagavad Gita. So here in Bhagavad Gita we see Divyam dadami te chakshuhu. Arjuna wants to see Krishna. Oh, he remembers all who has told about Krishna sometime in the earlier days. He remembers and recalls all those things. Oh, this person told like this, that person told like that. And you are also telling you are divine. You are the Lord of this universe. Can I see you? Will you reveal me to yourself to me? Shri Krishna says, you cannot see me, my real form. I have taken this human form to take the others so that they contemplate on my Leela and transcend come the other side. You cannot see with these physical eyes the spiritual existence of mind. You can see the world with these physical eyes. Spirit cannot be seen through the physical eyes. You must have spiritual eyes to see the spirit. You want to see me in my reality, my spiritual existence. The physical eyes cannot reveal it to you. Not that I am concealing myself. You don't have the eyes to see me. I am always revealed. I have not hidden anything. But just like a person in sleep cannot see the world, though it is open to all. He is sleeping. World is not absent. World is as it was, but you are sleeping. Can you wake up? I will give you, I will wake you up, I will give you a Divya Chakshu by which you can see me. So this aspect of Sri Ramakrishna, that he cannot be seen through the physical eyes, he can be seen through the spiritual eyes. One can behold him. God gives him divine eyes. God gave Arjuna divine eyes to see that he might see the universal form. Your philosophy is mere speculation. It only reasons. God cannot be realized that way. Shad Darshana, 6 Darshana cannot reveal what God is. So when we come into the philosophy, it nicely reasons out the existence of God. God exists. Why? These are the reasons. But you can never see. You cannot realize. Through that, you have a conception. Now you know its existence. It develops faith in your existence, and you have to adopt some path, definite path, to reach that end, to realize that. Now, even on the earth, we clearly know, we don't have doubt that earth is moving around the sun. Regarding this, we don't have any doubt. We are clear about it. The earth is moving around the sun. But morning getting up, we see not earth moving around the sun, but sun moving around the earth. There is sunrise, sun is passing through the zenith, it is again coming down, it is setting down, and to wake up. We see the sun moving around the earth, getting up. We know it is otherwise, but we don't see it any time. Can we see this in reality? This is intellectual speculation alone. And we have never seen, nobody has seen earth moving around the sun. When do you see? Go away from this solar system. Stand apart from the sun and moon. Then you will see the earth moving around the sun. To see reality, you have to go beyond the limitations, and from there you have to view. So Sri Ramakrishna says, these convictions are only speculations, but it can give the reality. Though it is speculation, it's speculation of the reality. Though it is imagination, it's imagination of the reality. Now you can see the Chandrayaan landing on the moon. How the faith in nobody has measured the distance, nobody has known anything about there is no chances, but the scientific truths that was revealed from last many centuries, little by little, they penetrating into the nature. Whatever the information they have given us, which cannot be verified in actuality, that faith in that made the Chandrayaan to go and land on the moon. It is possible. It was only whole thing is a speculation, but the speculation leading to the reality. So here Sri Ramakrishna is telling the infinite glories of God, and Bhishma 8 was shed this another aspect of Bhishma's we will see in the next class. But the thing is, they don't end with speculations. Be clear about the understanding what God is. He can have the tremendous faith that within yourself that you can reach Him, and He does reveal, and everything will be in time happens. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.